The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, the maiden edition of an expanded intercontinental club competition FIFA is organizing in the United States. In the lead up to the main event, which is the World Cup next year, FIFA is testing things to implement in the game of football. All around, over the past few years, we've seen them introduce technology, artificial intelligence, algorithms that look to help improve the game. This year will be no different, and this Club World Cup will be no different. Today, I'm going to look at 7 new technologies or 7 new rules that have been introduced or will be implemented in this year's Club World Cup that you should look out for. FIFA are hoping that this will further improve the game, and they are insisting that it is not going to replace the human element of refereeing. Because the fact that we are introducing AI, we're introducing algorithms, we're introducing technology, doesn't mean that we will not need human beings. The technologies will eventually help the human beings make better decisions. We hope that's the case. We've heard this before, and the human element was removed. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Without much ado, let's go into the new rules or technologies that we should expect in this year's Club World Cup. The first one will be the 8-second rule, and I'm sure you've heard this one before. It has been implemented already in the South American continental competition, the Copa Libertadores. The 8-second rule simply means that when the goalkeeper gains full control of the ball, he cannot, and I repeat, he cannot hold on to it for more than 8 seconds. How this rule is going to be applied is immediately the referee notices that the goalkeeper has gotten full control of the ball, he starts timing, and he will raise his hand in the air to tell the goalkeeper he has 5 seconds left before throwing the ball onto the pitch for game to continue. The referee will notify the goalkeeper and will not be counting the seconds on his own at his own discretion. And now the game's over 170 it has been implemented in the Copa Libertadores, and there were only 2 times that goalkeepers flouted this rule. They are confident that this rule will not be abused, or the goalkeepers will not flout this rule that very often, looking at these results. And basically FIFA is doing this, or the referees are doing this because it's not exciting for fans to come to the stadium and you, the goalkeeper, will be holding on to the ball and dilly-dallying and delaying. It's not entertaining, it's not nice, and it doesn't help the game in general. I couldn't agree more with this. It's a brilliant move, in my opinion, to get the game going, and it is not going to be a punishment. There will be discretionary times when the referee will see that probably a save a keeper made makes it necessary for him to be giving additional time to readjust himself before. But essentially, this 8-second rule will make sure that the game is not dragged out and it's not less entertaining. Because why do we spend money to go to the stadium? We want to be entertained. The next one is open communication, and I'm sure you've seen this in some games at the youth teams World Cups. That's the under 17, under 20. That's where I've seen this before. It's called an open communication. Now, what this means here is that the fans in the stadium or on TV will see the referee openly discuss or openly say out why he is giving a certain decision that has been communicated through the video assistant referee.
Final decision.
We've seen it before where a referee will say, after review, we saw this and it was not a this thing and this is that. It is not a clear and obvious error. It's a clear and obvious error. The card has been changed. That kind of thing. That open communication will be connected through the PA system in the stadium, and it will be transmitted for everyone to hear the reason why a VAR decision led to a goal being cancelled or maintained, led to a red card being issued instead of a yellow card. Whatever decision, there'll be an open communication. Now, questions are asked whether why FIFA is doing this now. What are they aiming for? It's a test. They want to see how much the reactions will be for fans to understand. At least we need to understand why it was given. Not only those on TV deserve to know. Those at the stadium too can't know. And that takes me to my next one here, which is that the replays of VR decisions that the referee is watching will be shown inside the stadium on the big screen. Yes, for the first time. I heard that that was not done because of sometimes the controversies it brings onto the pitch, what it brings out, and the reactions it brings out. But as I said, these are opportunities to test new rules and regulations, and clearly this is something that needs to be known to the fans. I always am at the stadium. When I see a VAR decision being reviewed, I have to take out my phone and watch it online and see what the referee is seeing. It hasn't seemed fair. Those at the stadium too need to see it, and they will have the opportunity to see it more regularly at the FIFA Club World Cup. And if it works, well, it means that it will be implemented throughout and suggested to all Premier League clubs across the world in other club football competitions. The next one is a referee camera. Yeah, a referee camera will be placed at the eye level of the referee, and it gives another point of view or another angle of how things are viewed by the referee during in-game. Now, these footages will be made readily available, but will not be part of all the footages. For some stadiums, it will be live. For some, it will just be recorded and probably shown after. It will be discretionary, basically, and based on as and when it's needed, those footages will be made available. It's a way to make the story of the game a bit more interesting and to find different angles or the POV of the referee, especially for the footages that we were shown in these discussions. You see how a beautiful goal was scored, interaction in a coin toss. Some controversial decisions might not be viewed from the POV of the referee. So that is it with that one there. The next one is a deliberate double touch. And this admittedly was heavily talked about because of what happened with Julian Alvarez and Real Madrid in that penalty shootout. This rule was brought out with the thought that not many players or players who do this intentionally. The unintentional part was not part of it. And the reason why is that it hardly ever happens until that day in that penalty shootout. So if a player double touches the ball, I think it will be retaken. But if it's deliberate, I think it leads to an indirect free kick. So basically, the rule there was emphasized for clarity because of what happened with Real Madrid and versus Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid in that penalty shootout. And it's clear that we do not envision some situations, but clearly it has to be done, and clarity has to be brought to the matter. The next one is the semi-automated offside technology. It's going to be heavily implemented here. It's being implemented elsewhere already, but it has 16 tracking cameras with a sensor on the ball. It makes the decision of offsides quite easy. And so the semi-automated offside uses AI technology with certain algorithms, and it will be heavily implemented here for the effective decision and accurate decision making of the referee. The final one is substitution tablets. It will replace what is done with paperwork. The substitution tablet will streamline substitutions. A tablet will be given to each team before the game starts. They will be able to make their substitutions using that, and it's easy for the teams to make effective substitutions basically with that one there. And that is those are the new rules and technology to look out for in the upcoming FIFA Club World Cup. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on which one you are most excited to see happen. I, for one, am looking forward to the 8-second rule. I want to see which goalkeeper would want to flout that. Immediately, you miss out on the 8-second rule. The opposing team gets a corner kick. Note that I don't think I added that. The opposing team gets a corner kick. That one, and the footage of the VAR on the screen. I've always been screaming for that. It's going to happen this time. I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.